Yeah, hi everyone. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Hi, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good
How are
evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you?
Great,
Good.
sir.
Great, sir.
Excellent, sir. Great, sir.
Great,
Great,
sir.
sir. Great,
Good, sir. What about you, sir?
Great, sir.
Good, sir. How about
What?
What about you, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine. Okay, entire day working on this presentation. So I'm so great. At the end, I've done. Okay. Guys, please be unmute unless until I ask the questions, then unmute yourself and again mute yourself. Be always aware of whether you're on mute or unmute. And one thing, give your full attention here because keep this knowledge in your mind till the end of your life. Pass on this knowledge to the people around you. This particular knowledge is going to be helpful for you. Guys, don't do. Listen, don't do any experiments here, okay? Okay. So give your full attention here. Open your notes. It's not a movie. Lot of technical terms will be there in the presentation today. So don't much be concerned about the technical names because you are not going to be any biology teacher or not. If you want, you can. But the reason why I have kept is you should be also aware of sometimes names, because if you are in the future reading or something watching anytime, these words will come in the videos. Then you should get some idea. Okay, I know this word, I know what it is, like that. You should be able to recall. So that's the reason you can note down, but don't much concern about the word. Concern about the story, what I'm going to share about each and everything, and relate to your life. Everything, whatever I'm going to share, you relate to your life. And I'll be telling this presentation with full of personal experiences and personal examples. Okay. By the way, what could be the topic?
Good sleep.
Good sleep, exercise,
about
exercise,
oxytocin?
about oxytocin. Okay.
About diet. About controlling emotion.
Or
Controlling
endorphin?
emotions, endorphins. Okay. Something. Let's see what exactly.
Quant.
I think I've already shared, but a few people have guessed it, but it's not the way, because most of the time I may be right, I may be wrong, I may change sometimes on the spot. Also, if I wanted to change, I can change the topic. So let's see what exactly today I'm going to present, and give your full attention here. Just a minute. Mute yourself. 1 minute. Okay, good. I'm sharing my screen. Okay, let's start the session. So before starting today's session, I would like to wish happy Women's Day to all the women out there who are all
Thank you,
relentlessly
sir.
working day in and day out to change your lives
Thank
and
you,
to
sir.
change your
Thank
family
you so much,
situations.
sir.
And there are so many wonderful women
Thank
are
you,
there
sir.
in this platform who are all really motivating me in a lot of areas. Really, my efforts really improving day by day to help the people, because we can do wonders when we give the some strength to the people. They're already strong, but still we can make them even more stronger with the kind of knowledge which I'm going to provide today. So yeah, once again, happy Women's Day, and thanks for joining again today, even though special day, but still. Okay, that's what makes you who you are, and that's what makes you different entities or different beings on the planet. Okay, then without further delay, let's start the session. uh, Thank you. I'll not be checking your messages. Skip. At the end of the session, you can tell me thank you. Okay. for my efforts and the content what I'm going to share. So for now, just keep that thank you with you only. At the end, you can share with me. Yeah, let's move ahead. What is this?
Comfort zone.
Comfort zone.
Fan company.
Comfort zone.
Comfort zone. Oh God,
Comfort zone.
Lord, comfort zone. Okay, great perception. I should keep these images in a picture description, then we'll be creating a very good stories. But yeah, thanks for and don't sometimes basic common sense is needed. Don't go in detail analysis, just basic common sense what it is. Just look at one thing in that
Fan.
Fan and chair.
fan. How it runs?
Through electricity.
Through electricity. So to rotate it, it required electricity. That's what the
Yeah.
science behind the rotating fan is. The electricity is needed. But what is this?
Solar
Solar
panel.
Solar panels,
Solar
but behind
panels
there is
and
something
all.
else also there. Don't look at the solar panels. Okay.
Windmill.
Windmill. So both are in a essence like a fans only, but what exactly they are doing, their functionality is completely opposite, right? Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In first image, they are using electricity to rotate, but in other image,
Yeah.
they are rotating and producing the electricity.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
You got this some idea what it is?
Exactly.
Then what is my topic today?
Energy.
About electricity.
About green energy.
Energy.
What we do, it will return.
No.
Okay.
Cover
During the
energy.
exercise.
Okay.
Working
Fine then.
same, working same, but a different purpose.
Could be. Okay. Yeah, fine. Keep this analogy in the mind. Okay. The meaning and reasons you'll be getting in the future, why the purpose behind keeping these two images and what I am trying to convey to you also, you'll be getting it. Okay. So one is consuming the electricity and another one is producing the electricity, but the both components are mostly same. Okay. Think of like that. Just okay. Then I hope I kept you in a thinking mode. Now let's start the main presentation. But before also main presentation, okay, it's not women Day special, just for a presentation special. Okay, so don't again think that I'm going to talk about Women's Day. Okay, so what these two images are conveying?
Hard work and
Smart
Hard
work,
work
hard
and
work.
smart work.
Hard work, smart work.
Hard work and smart work.
What could be the presentation title?
Smart work.
Hard work versus smart work.
Smart work.
How we have to
Education
do that
system.
smart
Hard
work.
work.
Education.
I want to do the smart work.
Okay, thank you. Great, thanks for guessing. So first image, a woman carrying some weight on her head and using her physical energy to do the work. And whereas the second image, a girl who is in office doing some kind of mental work. Okay. So mental work, nothing but using her brain to do the work.
Brain.
And in the first image, she is using her body to do the work. Yeah, little bit in both the cases, brain and body both works, but majority would be different. Okay. In the first image, she is using 70% of her body and then 30% of her brain, and whereas in the opposite, vice versa. So coming to the previous slide, the energy, and the energy is not about the presentation. Okay, there is something else. Let's see what exactly the presentation title and what exactly I'm going to convey from this particular session. Guys, don't leave, don't come to the conclusion till I complete my last slide. Okay, up to the time the presentation will be twisted, turned, and having so many climax and turns and twists will be there. But as I said, it is going to be life changing, and you should wait till the end how it is going to be life changing for you, what kind of knowledge I'm going to share with you. So let's start then. Without wasting much time, I'm going to reveal the title of today's presentation. Okay, so can anybody guess now? I think already some of you.
Stress surprises.
Brain boost.
Brain.
Brain
Brain exercise. Okay, how we can lift dumbbells with a brain. Okay, let's see what exactly the title of today's presentation is. How to use exercise to use your brain's longevity and performance and health. Okay. So what exactly the correlation between the exercise and the brain performance? And so many people nowadays telling me that, sir, I'm not getting interest to read. I am reading but not remembering, and I am seeing a lot of difference, and I'm not getting interest, and there is no attention, there is no focus. I'm not able to retain the information, and so many complaints, and a lot of people are leaving the class even before completing 2 3 days also. What are all the reasons behind all these problems? You are going to know with a full of scientific evidence and with full of scientific research. And there was a lot of scientific research was going around, and there are so much of studies were being conducted on this, how exactly exercise can impact the brain health and longevity performance. Longevity is nothing but long, whenever there is if you buy any fan or anything, any equipment, if it is last for long time, that is called longevity. In the same way, how your brain can work till the end of your life, that is a longevity. Means how you can increase your age, at the same time your brain performance also, how you can use it till the end of your life, that is a longevity which works for long time. And performance, like sometimes you feel like you are very lazy in understanding, sometimes your brain doesn't register certain things, sometimes you forgot the things, you don't know why you forgot. So these are all comes under this particular concept today, and how exactly exercise are going to impact these three areas: health and performance and longevity. So longevity, not longevity, sorry, longevity. Okay, then let's see what exactly it is going to happen and why it is happening. Okay. So here, as I said, the most of the studies explored the relationship between brain exercise and brain related health and longevity performance, and found out that there are so many significant positive impacts are there by doing the exercises. And I am going to tell you what exactly the exercise is and what it is related to the brain and body, and how we can leverage in our life so that we can also get a very good health, brain health and longevity, and your brain performance, how you can improve your brain performance. And I will tell you a lot of my secrets, what exactly is contributed towards my growth so far, and how it is continuously supporting me in the back end, and what are all the things I'm doing in the back end to improve myself in all the areas. I'll be sharing it full of my personal experiences. So let's start then. And as I said, like the exercises are going to change brain health and brain performance and brain longevity. How and why? Okay, why exactly it is going to do and how it is going to change. So for that to understand, you should understand one concept term called, it is going to be our primary focus today, and understand the title is autonomic nervous system arousal. Okay, the concept autonomic nervous system arousal. So what exactly arousal means? Arousal means something, but something which starts, something which creates, okay, something which is going to be produced. So think of, you are in the in a winter season, and you are planning to have a cold water bath, and imagine you are just trying to approach the cold water, and then how your physiology will change. So you started feeling little bit hesitant to go there and to touch the water, and when you go also, suddenly if you splash some water on your face, on your body, immediately what you will observe, you will be having heavy breath. Okay, you'll be observing heavy breath, and you'll be having a lot of heartbeat rises. Okay, your heartbeat rises, and this is something what exactly happening inside you means, what exactly inside happening means your autonomic nervous system is started getting triggered. Okay, it is getting triggered, it is started arousing means started waking up. Okay, inside it's sleeping, and it's immediately started waking up. So it's a one example. Think of one more example, like one dog started chasing you, then immediately what happens is you started getting more alert, and then started running very faster than the dog. Okay, so what this autonomic nervous system, when it rises arouses means, it will immediately make you more alert. Okay, it will make you more alert, and immediately, as you know, I think you have seen my previous presentations, it releases the cortisol. Whenever you are in certain uncomfortable situations, the the hormone which is called cortisol or stress hormone being released in your body, okay, by adrenaline glands, the glands which are just above your kidneys. Okay, kidneys, just above your kidneys, there are adrenaline glands on both the sides, will be detected by your brain, whatever it is, then it will be automatically send the adrenaline signals to your kidneys, above the kidneys adrenaline glands, then adrenaline glands will release the cortisol. It's a stress hormone which will be released. And then this arousal, whatever which is going to come from this, right? What exactly, as I said in the last presentation, when your cortisol level releases, immediately it will send into the blood. And as you know that blood, the center of the blood passes through your heart, right? Whenever the heart is the one which is pumping the blood to all the body organs. The moment when the adrenaline glands releases a cortisol hormone will be sensed by your heart, and then immediately heartbeat raises, and then there are so many other also will be there. I will explain you. Autonomic nervous system related to sympathetic nervous system. I'll explain you what exactly is sympathetic and parasympathetic. So imagine here there are two types of nervous system. One is sympathetic nervous system and another one is parasympathetic nervous system. So in sympathetic nervous system, your pupil dilates, means your become bigger. Okay, whenever you see something dangerous or when something you are in a difficult situation, or if some dog or snake is chasing you, what will happen is your vision becomes more clearer. Okay, means you will be started seeing with a full of wide eyes, and your heartbeat started rising. Okay, you will be having heavy heartbeat. And then, as I said, it inhibits the digestive at that time, because when you are in the stress mode, means your energy, whatever consumes by your digestive system, will be stopped, because now at that time energy is not required for your digestive system, because you should run more faster. If you are in a difficult situation, your blood, your heart should pump more blood to the arms and your legs and your eyeballs and other area of the brain which required at that time to save you from the danger. Okay, and then it also stimulates, as I said, adrenaline glands which are above your kidney. Okay, this is the kidney. Above your kidney, the yellow color region is called adrenaline gland. Okay, so that adrenaline glands releases immediately endorphins and epinephrine and cortisol hormone. So think of that, immediately that will be pumped in your blood. So this is the sympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system means more alert state. More alert state is called sympathetic alert, sympathetic nervous system. Whereas a parasympathetic nervous system is, it's a relaxed state. Whenever you are in a relaxed and sleepy state, then your pupil, okay, the eyeball will be reduced. The size of your pupil will be contrasted, and then your heart rate will be slow down. And then at the time, that's why most of the time night time only your digestive system will be better. Why? Because everything will be shut down and more of the energy goes to your digestive system to digest the food whatever you have taken during the daytime. So think of sympathetic nervous system or autonomic nervous system arousal happens whenever you do exercises. Okay, your pupil dilutes and your heartbeat rises, and automatically your body releases the cortisol. So as I said in the last presentation, cortisol is something dangerous to our brain and body. And if our body is releasing cortisol when we are doing exercises, then definitely exercises are not good, right? But I will tell you the graph. Okay, so everything in extreme could be harmful and dangerous. So that's where whenever you are doing exercises, any type of exercise, whatever I have shown here, either it could be treadmill, walking on the treadmill and jumping or skipping or cycling or swimming, whatever the physical activity whenever you are doing, whenever you are in actively participating, then I would like to reveal you few things here. As I said, parasympathetic nervous system is nothing but calm state, as it could be coma. It's like a transition, low level to high level, very low level to high level. So very lowest level in the parasympathetic nervous system is a coma state, and nobody want to be in a coma state. And if you are in a deep sleep state means parasympathetic nervous system. When you are feeling drowsy means when you join the class but still feeling sleepy, that state is called drowsiness. And I always ask you to be sit straight and focus here and all, that could be alert state. And alert and calm, mostly I want everybody to be in this particular state where you will be calm at the same time being more alert to focus. And that's why I always want you to do some exercises to calm down. And at the same time, before joining to this class and all, you automatically feel little bit alert in terms of getting some little bit stress and kind of fear. So highly alert state, and then move on to the stressed and very stressed and panic. So remember, these are the three areas are little dangerous for you: panic and very stressed and stressed. But high alert is something will be only possible when cortisol is released. And when the more cortisol level is released, you will be in extreme left side. Okay, means panic or very stressed and stressed. But when a medium level cortisol releases, suppose of 5 ml instead of 100 ml, 5 ml released or 10 ml released, then you will be in a highly alert state where you will be calm. Your eye pupils will be more and your heart rate increases, and you will be focusing much more clearer and giving more attention towards something. Okay, so think of in the sympathetic nervous system, your safest zone could be highly alert and alert. These two areas contribute so much for your learning process. Okay, whenever you are learning something, when your mind is in very high alert state, when you are full of attentive towards something, then you can able to learn and grasp and remember at a very higher level. And when you are a drowsy state, definitely nothing will resist in your brain, right? And when you are in a drowsy sleep state, nothing will go to the brain and will be registered there. But when you are at a alert state and when you are high alert state, then you will be registering so many things. But if the bar crosses, then you will be getting into the extreme level of stress, or very stressed and panic. And that's a not good situation for you to be in, not the ideal situation to be in. And the best place to learn, I am talking about learning. The learning is always about high alert state and alert and calm. So why exactly I'm talking about, and why arousal system is very important for our learning and for our brain health, for our longevity and performances. As I said, when you are in this state, your cortisol will be released. Once the cortisol released, your heartbeat started increasing more. So what happens during this stressed and highly alert state when your heartbeat increases means, as I said, it increases in autonomic arousal measured by the cortisol. So the more cortisol the level is released, the more autonomic arousal will be improved. Okay. And at that time, it leads to better memory for information. Whatever you are processing the information, right, that will be stored in your memory with a very deep state. So that's why if you see, when you are chased by a dog and then that was a bad incident which has happened, and then at that time your cortisol level goes very high, that memory will be fixed very very deeply in your experience, and every time whenever you see dog again, you will recalling the same memories. So even though that incident happened only one time, one bad event happened, but when the any bad event happened, if that increases your cortisol level to highest level, that memory is going to be stored in your brain very deeply. So all the bad memories are not going to be stored. Most of the time, we don't want them to be stored, but they will store because of the high cortisol level. But here we don't want to have a high extended level of cortisol because that's not good for our health. But the medium level of cortisol level is very much needed for us to be more alertive and active so that we can learn something and we can remember something that really helpful for us in our learning journey, learning process. Whenever you are learning, you should be a high alert. And what exactly happens with that means, as I said, when your cortisol releases, your blood will goes to your uh, heart, and your heart started pumping more blood. And what exactly happens when your blood is, your heart is started beating very faster. When it is beating faster, it pumps more blood. And when it is pumping more blood, it pumps to your brain region called cerebellum. Okay, cerebral brain area. I'll show you the image also, cerebral. And you know that when you are taking heavy, you will be having heavy breathing also. When you are heavy breathing, what will happen? You will inhaling the more and more oxygen from the outside environment, and that is passing. When you inhale the brain outside oxygen, it goes to your lungs and then mixed up with the blood in the heart, and it will be passed to all the body organs or brain organs. So here, if you see here, cerebral part, this all the orange color image is a cerebral part. Full this image is a cerebral part, and below your stem, okay, in the back of your neck is just above your neck is a cerebellum. Okay, cerebellum. And this is a lower brain, upper brain, something they are small brain and a big brain. And also this is a very big brain and this small brain in your normal terms, whatever your small brain got damaged, like that they'll say, right, in general terms to tease you. So the small brain here in that terminology could be cerebellum, and the big brain could be cerebrum. Okay, cerebrum. So here think of, the more blood passes to your cerebrum here, it could be prefrontal cortex, hippocampus, hypothalamus, so many other brain areas you I have learned previously, anterior mid cingulate cortex, and these things you might have learned in the past, right? So what happens is, when your heart is beating at a very higher rate, when your heart is beating very higher rate, more blood is goes through and flows through your brain area of your cerebrum. Okay, more blood is passes through. That is highly oxygenated blood will be passes. The blood which contains so much of oxygen goes to your brain areas. The more blood passes through means the more active that area becomes. Okay, think of like you are sleeping with on one hand, and then after some time when the blood is not passing through your arm, then what will happen? Your arm get numb, right? So in the same way, when the blood is not passing through certain areas of your brain, then the brain areas get numb, means get deactivated. So the moment when the blood passes through all the brain areas of your upper brain, then your brain gets more activated, and that makes it more, activity goes around. In the brain there are a lot of activity go around. Neural connectivity happens. One neuron will trigger the other neuron and a lot of electrical signals passes through your brain areas, right? So for that to effectively fire, the neurons to effectively fire, you need a blood to flows through your brain area. So the moment when autonomic nervous system arouses, then that means your brain gets full oxygenated blood, and that makes your blood more active. So that makes your brain more active. That that state of active alertness is much ideal state for you to learn more things, and that state, whatever you learn through that state, right, will be stored for a long time. So by doing exercises you can increase this autonomic nervous system. If you see, like if you walk for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, what will happen? You will get a heavy breathing and your heart rate will increase, and right. So at that time what happens inside means your brain is getting more blood. Okay, so that's the reason one of the important area for important explanation is that autonomic arousal system is very much important. And how it can be triggered means whenever you go for any exercises, then your brain gets more blood, and with that, that state is very much suitable for learning and remembering the things. But most of the time we don't have a time to wake up from our chair also. That's why nowadays it is getting difficult for us to register certain things, and we are forgetting so many things and not even remembering few things. And a lot of times people are mentioning me that they are not able to remember few things, but I'm able to remember. I'm learning so many new things every day. So what exactly makes the difference is every day I go to gym in the morning 1 hour. I spend 1.5 hour I spend in the gym, and where most of my brain is getting activated. And in the evening also again I go because to conduct my 2 more sessions. So like that, I know this reason. That's why I always prioritize my going to gym and doing some physical activities. But this is not the reason. Okay, there are so many mind-blowing reasons are there in upcoming slides. So give your full attention. It is going to be very much interesting, and the knowledge which I'm going to share for your lifetime. Okay, so yeah. But don't worry much about the things. Just think of that. Visualize the images. That's it. And you don't have to remember autonomic nervous system and these things and all. It's not needed for you. But generally, I'm keeping you if you are interested. Okay. So then next, understand that this is the one thing which contributes towards a lot of brain health. Okay, when blood is passing through brain, then brain is getting healthier every day. As I said, now today's presentation is about brain health and brain performance and brain longevity. But what exactly the pathways means, routes are there? Just now I've shown what exactly the one route I talked about. Heart is connected to the brain, and the lungs, or whatever, the lungs and the kidneys are connected to the heart. This is the one pathway. So like that pathway is nothing but the national highways. Think of in India, there are a lot of national highways, right? In the same way, in our body also, there are different national highways are there, which connects to different body parts and brain parts. So here, if you understand what exactly the different kind of exercise impacting different brain areas, or what different body organs are connecting to the brain, and how exercise could impact brain health and brain performance, we'll be seeing. So see here, what are all the different paths or physical pathways or chemical pathways? So physical pathways, nothing but brain, how heart is connected to the brain, and how liver is connected to the brain, and how muscles are connected to the brain, how bones are connected to the brain. This is something kind of pathways. But whereas chemical pathways, as I talked about just now in a previous presentation, the cortisol level increased. So that is a cortisol is a chemical. In the same way, there are different chemicals also there in our body and brain, how they are helpful for our brain to get healthier and more active. So that we'll be talking about. And by which movement of our body changes the way that our brain works in the short and long term. So how, if we change our body, in what kind of ways, if we change our body, how our brain will be changed according to short-term memory and long-term memory. So that we'll be talking about today. So think of like when you move your body, there is something is actively working. So think of, as I said in my previous presentations, your brain is moving your finger. Okay. If you want to move your little finger, there is a brain area called motor cortex. At one particular area in your motor brain, there is an area called motor cortex. That motor cortex is responsible for moving your little finger also. Correct? So think of the first slide what I showed. This is the fan. Okay. This is the fan. But the real electricity, where is it? In the brain. Okay. And as I said in the second image, to rotate the fan also, there is something in the back end is happening. So understanding, right? So vice versa, which is happening. Even if you move your little finger, again, something is happening in the brain, and something is happening in the brain. That's why you are moving. And if you are moving, something is happening in the brain, vice versa. So that's the connection I have created here. So understand, if you move your body, brain is needed to move your body. But if you move your body, there is so much of changes are also going to happen in your brain. That's the essence of today's presentation, and how we can change our brain by moving our body, what to move and when to move and all I'll be sharing today. So just have some patience. First connection, first pathway means first highway in our body is heart to brain pathway. So think of here neural pathways means there are different pathways there from your brain to your body organs, means different national highways are there from your brain to different body organs that carries the signals about the heart rate. Especially in this pathway, the heart rates, like at what level the heart is beating. If you see in the hospital, you will see monitor there. At that time, you will see different lines are passing, that we are seeing outside. But how they are capturing means by connecting the different electrodes on our body, and then they are measuring those things, right? But inside also there are so much of different heart rates and heartbeats are happening, and those are all different sensors are there in our body. Our body is having a full of sensors. Okay, heat sensors, smell sensors, different sensors are there in our body. They will be always calculating your heart rate and heartbeat and temperature and cold, a lot of things they'll be calculating. Different sensors are there in our body. So what exactly happens is they will be checking your blood pressure, and the moment when the blood pressure is changing, then the brain will immediately get activated, and then it will make your brain more alert. The moment when your heart rate increases, then as I said, it will send the blood to your cerebral, and it makes your brain more active and more focused, and that enables you to learn. So see here the image. This highway, as I said, this is the one pathway. This is the highway. This highway is connected to the different organs here. If you see, digestive system and stomach and liver, heart and lungs. These are the different. Think of these are all main cities in the India. Okay, and they're all connected. They're all connected to the brain. That could be your capital of the India. Okay, so think of these are all will be connected with the this particular national highway name called Vegas. Okay, this national highway name called Vegas. So this Vegas highway is connected to the brain and the other areas of your body parts. But very important area of the body part is the heart. The Vegas is connecting with the heart and the brain. And the moment when the heartbeat rises, this Vegas is a neural pathway will sense the signal, and the heartbeat and heart pumps immediately send the signal to the brain. And then when the brain reaches the signals, and then it reaches to locus coeruleus. Okay, locus coeruleus is the area where it is like a check post. Okay, think of like it's a check post, and it receives the signals from the heartbeat related signals. And immediately what this locus coeruleus will do is it will send the signals to hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is the master of the emotion chemical. Okay, chemical factory. So it immediately what it will do, it will immediately send the signals that heart is beating at a higher rate. Now what it will, this hypothalamus will do, it will releases the chemical. What chemical it will release? Adrenaline, epinephrine and norepinephrine. So these are the kind of chemicals are released by your hypothalamus. But how it will release? By getting the signals from the locus area to the hypothalamus area. There it releases the different kind of chemicals. The chemicals are norepinephrine and adrenaline. Adrenaline nothing but which makes you more alert. So when you are chasing by the dog, then what releases in your body is cortisol and adrenaline. More and more adrenaline releases. That adrenaline gives you more energy for you to be more active, and that's where your eye pupils even more become bigger, and then your heart rates and the brain activates very different system, and you will get a high energy in your hands and legs to able to complete that task. So think of what exactly, how you can increase your heart rate. You can't go and press the heart, right? How indirectly you can increase the heart means by involving in exercise. The moment when you are involved in exercise, what will happen is your heart rate increases. The moment when your heart rate increases, the cortisol will be released. And then moment cortisol released, then your brain will passes more energy, more blood to your brain. And also the heart rate increases, the signals were sent by through the vagus nerves to the locus area. The locus will send to the epinephrine, to the hypothalamus, and there you will get a chemicals called norepinephrine and epinephrine. These chemicals will make your brain more alert to be in an alert state. And when you are more alert, and when you are when you are completely focusing, then learning becomes easy. Okay, you will be able to learn the things very quickly, and whatever the learning you are going to have, it is going to be stored in your brain. I will explain that later part. But now to learn something, to make yourself more active and attentive and focused, this is the biological process which happens in the back end whenever you do exercises. Okay, so your heart rate increases. Once your heart rate increases, then I have explained the phenomena what happens in the body and brain. Okay, and then next pathway is bones to brain connection. Now we have seen the heart to the brain connection. Now we'll see the bones to brain connection. So bones to brain connection is one chemical releases whenever, suppose, think of how your bones can be activated, means when you are holding some weight or when you are doing some physical exercises, your bones will be under some kind of meaningful stress or mechanical stress, means kind of some pressure. When you are lifting 50 kgs, means your bones will be having some weight will be there on your body and bones, right? The moment when your bones are under mechanical stress, means when your body is carrying some weight, there is a chemical called osteocalcin will be released. Osteocalcin will be released. So what this osteocalcin will do is it will be very much activated and it makes hippocampus more active. So this osteocalcin will be released and it will send and then make your hippocampus more alert and more active. And you know, hippocampus region is the memory. Okay, inside your brain, it's a memory place. Hippocampus stores the different events and creates the different events. And then whatever you are reading, whatever you are watching, whatever you are learning, a technology or coding or whatever it is, so all the information will be encoded by your hippocampus. So if the hippocampus is getting more activated, how it is getting activated? When your bones in your body, when you are walking for some time, your bones get stressed. When you are lifting the weight, your bones get stressed. So these bones, once they are under mechanical stress, your hippocampus region gets more activated. And then this osteocalcin also helps you to improve the growth, neurons growth. As I said, we have a 86, approximately 86 billion neurons. And what happens is, what kind of neurons growth happens means, whenever there is a, you are particularly learning coding related language, so at that time you need some more extra neurons in that area to remember or to be better in that particular skill. Then you need extra connection among the neurons. So that extra connection happens when this chemical releases. When this chemical releases, osteocalcin release in your brain, then these extra neurons will be formed in your hippocampus. So the more you are having some kind of heavy kind of activity in terms of mechanical stress, then if you see like your bones are getting under stress when you are lifting the weight, then osteocalcin will be released in the, this was released by the bones only, but it will be immediately sent to the brain area of hippocampus. This green color area is a hippocampus, and your cognition will be developed. Cognition means your brain ability to function will be improved, and then it really helps you to improve your testosterone levels also, especially in males. So that's why a lot of times the men who don't lift the weights don't have that much of masculine kind of features. So if you really wanted to be a more masculine, then people should, and not only males, females also should work on improving their weightlifting ability in terms of lifting small weights to make their bones under little bit stress. When the bones are under stress by lifting some medium level to basic level weights, then this chemical being released in your brain and the body, this really helps you to improve your memory power, and at the same time this helps you to have the new connection in your brain. So osteocalcin is a one particular chemical which releases in your body, in your brain, whenever you are going under any mechanical stress in your bones. Not full stress. When you are in a full stress, then your bones will break. But meaningful kind of weight lifting is required to release this chemical. So it's second pathway. First one is a heart to brain, and second one is a bone to brain. Okay. And then next one is, whenever this osteocalcin releases, there is a one more chemical also releases, that is a BDNF factor. Okay, BDNF nothing but brain derived neurotrophic factor. It's also one kind of chemical which releases in your body. When it will releases means whenever your neurons are firing actively, when your neurons are firing very actively, this BDNF will be released in your brain. Electrical activity of neurons is what causes the release of BDNF. BDNF nothing but brain derived. Brain derived means one chemical your brain produces. Your brain produces one chemical in your brain. Okay, and that brain chemical is called derived neurotrophic factor. It releases by the brain, that's why we call it as a brain derived neurotrophic factor. So what it will do, it is having amazing advantages. If you can able to release, if brain is able to release this particular chemical, then your brain is going to have a very much benefits, and we are going to have a much benefits. What is the first one is, it enhance and health and stability of existing neuron connections. Means whenever this BDNF factor is releasing, existing chemical whatever the neurons which are formed, connections are formed, they'll be more healthier and more stabilized. So that's why most of the time some people were able to quickly recall certain things from their past or from their whatever they learn. But some people can only recall half of the things, and they will be forgetting most of the time because of the lack of strong connection in the brain neurons. Now whatever I'm explaining, right, because of my brain neurons in a hippocampus were strong enough to remember all this information whatever I'm sharing now and which is coming. So in the same way, if my brain connection neurons are not strong enough, then it is difficult for me to recall whatever I've prepared from entire morning to till now. So that health and stability of neurons increases when this chemical releases in your brain. Okay. So it also helps you to grow new connections. And when the old connections are not enough to store the more information, then new connections are going to be formed in your brain. And that is going to be very big advantage for you in your hippocampus region. And this BDNF factor is going to be very much useful for you to remember certain things short term and long term. Few people can able to remember 1 or 2 days, but after that they don't remember. And some people will be able to remember long term things and forget some short term memory related. Okay. So if you really wanted to improve your short term memory and long term memory, then this BDNF factor contributes so much in terms of improving your short term and long term memory. So very much important. And also, as I said, hippocampus is the memory guy where it will be a lot of things will be stored. Hippocampus for learning and memory decreases in volume over the time as we age. Okay. So generally, hippocampus is the area where we store our memories and we form the new connections, and the new skills are all formed in the hippocampus only in the beginning. And at that time, that area is very good in an adult age. As you grow older, as you getting aged after 30, 40, 50, this area gets shrinked. Okay, this area gets shrinked. So the when the memory is shrinking, then if you just feel like, think of like you are using a mobile and they have given 50 GB memory space for you, and as you use more, what will happen, you will be ended up completing the most of your storage, right? But what happens is, in this our brain, you have given 50 GB memory for you. As you get older, your 50 GB memory will become 40 GB, 40 GB become 30 GB. So means you will be forgetting more, and there is a very less storage for you to remember and for your hippocampus. Means hippocampus size will be decreased as we age. But if your brain is releasing more brain derived factor, this BDNF, then it will not make it shrink. It will stop the shrinking of your hippocampus region. Means it will act like a resistant to make it will not enable your hippocampus to shrink. It will stop shrinking, and it will make it to continue or even expand also. Hippocampus can be, it can be 50 GB to 100 GB also. If you work very hard, you can increase it. But when, as you older, if you are not doing anything, then your 50 GB becomes 30 GB only. But if your brain is releasing this BDNF factor, means it's like you are additionally buying extra memory storage. Okay, this BDNF will releases, and it helps you to get a more memory, and that is to help you so much to remember more, even if you age also. And after 45, 50 years, most of the people forget the things. But if you are having good physical exercises in your day-to-day schedule and routine, you will be able to retain a lot of things in your memory, and able to have a very good meaningful size of hippocampus that helps you to learn and grow more. Okay. So this is the one more chemical which is very much important in our brain, which helps you so much. And as I said, there are neurodegenerative diseases which comes with age, or which comes with other lifestyle habits. One such disease is Alzheimer's disease. Okay. Whenever a lot of times Alzheimer's disease, and dementia, both are different, forgetting things only. And exercise can adjust the slope. Means as we age, as I said, the hippocampus will be decreased, and memory function, the brain function will be comes down. But when you are doing exercises, this BDNF factor releases in your brain, and it will definitely help you and protect you from this age related diseases, Alzheimer's and dementia. Dementia nothing but forgetting the things, and Alzheimer's nothing but very much difficult for you to dementia is a small level, like extensive level of forgetting a small level, but Alzheimer's is the peak level when you're forgetting most of things. You are forgetting your own kids and you're forgetting your own name and your place and all. So that extreme case is called as a Alzheimer's, and a lot of nowadays people are suffering this particular issue. Okay, so it significantly stops most of the time. As you age, this will increase Alzheimer's and dementia, but BDNF factor stops that particular aging process in your brain, so that your brain can be more healthy. Even if you age also, you can improve your remembering the things. Okay, once you start exercising, there are a lot of impacts on your organs. As the body changes, the way you are functioning means, as your heart becomes more healthy, liver becomes more healthy, kidneys becomes more healthy, and lot of body organs will become more healthy. And at the same time, your bones and skeleton become more and more healthy, and in terms of muscles also gets better. And they are releasing the things impact the brain function either directly or indirectly. As I said, we have seen just now, uh, cortisol will be released, epinephrine, adrenaline will be released, dopamine will be released, and in the past osteocalcin released, and these things I've told, right, different things will be released, and BDNF factor releases. So whenever they are releasing, they are directly or indirectly changing and helping your brain by your exercises. They are releasing, okay, and then they are impacting your brain functionality. So that means there are a lot of health benefits are there. This yellow, this what color it is, could be blue or white or something, yellow. Okay, this color is a hippocampus. Okay, I'm very bad at in remembering and colors. Okay, so this highlighted color is a hippocampus. This is a memory in your brain. Okay, and most of the things, whatever you are, everything whatever you learn and every skill will be first stored here only, formed here only, and then after that, once the skill is formed, then it will be migrated or transferred to other region. I think I have explained in the previous presentation, you can watch it. Okay, so this is what the things, once you start exercising, your body parts will be the health of your body parts will be improved, but directly or indirectly your brain is getting so much of benefits from the different chemicals which are released in your brain by your body parts. Okay, and very one more important pathway, last pathway, lactate pathway. Okay, what exactly lactate pathway and why, how it is releases means, when we exercise intensively, our muscle produce lactate, okay, this chemical, and then this lactase is very powerful in terms of appetite suppressant. Means when you do heavy exercises, then your appetite means feeling hungry will be reduced. Even though you are, when you do some physical activity, you wanted to eat more, but the cravings will be reduced. And nowadays, if you see some of the very fat people, they always crave for the junk food and all, because there is a different chemical which is releasing in their brain, which makes them feel more cravings. And even though their stomach is full, but still they wanted to eat. And when they started eating heavily than required, they'll get overweight. But when you exercise, this lactate chemical releases in your brain and body. It makes you feel less hungry or less cravings for the different foods. That's why those who do exercises are fit, not only in terms of physical, but at the same time when it comes to controlling themselves in not having any outside junk food. Okay, this is the one chemical which really helps the people to be more fit. And this particular lactate chemical also impact your hypothalamus. As I said, your mood regulations happens by the hypothalamus only. Your sleep regulation, your appetite regulation, your temperature control, all taken care by hypothalamus. And the hypothalamus is the one which will give the signals to your body and brain. Either you are feeling sleepy, either you're feeling hungry or thirsty or lusty, everything whatever is happening, it sends the signals by your hypothalamus only. Okay, it's a chemical hormone, factory. There all the signals will be sent to the different organs, and this lactate activates the neurons in a hypothalamus, make it feel less cravings for the food whatever you wanted to eat. And that's why you can eat the food but not heavily or more than required. And elevated levels of lactate in turns and increase in BDNF. Just now I've talked about benefits of BDNF, brain derived neurotrophic factor. This lactate also immediately activates the or increase the levels of BDNF. Okay, so this was produced by the muscles. In the muscles, as you saw, glucose converted into lactate, lactose and lactose. This lactose nothing but lactate only, but generally your muscles tissues will be produced and then that will be sent to the brain, and their BDNF factor will be produced. So this is something more biological. I don't want to explain to you because when I was reading also I feel little more. But think of like your body is full of glucose, and glucose is something gives you energy. But and glucose converted as a lactate, and that lactate is something will be released. How when you are doing a lot of physical activities, the energy will be consumed, and the glucose, the energy whatever is you are getting, will be converted as a lactate. The lactate is something which sends to the brain, and that makes you to release the BDNF. Okay, so and here if you see the 5 important types of exercises, first one is a, as I said, different exercises causes different benefits. You have seen different pathways. Here the different types of exercise what you can include so that you can make your brain more active and more functional, so that you can learn a lot of things very easily without any difficulty. Now guys, focus here. Okay, uh, this is something for you only to improve your communication skills, to improve or to learn. Nowadays if you're not ready to learn, then you are out of business. You are not in the competition anywhere, and you will be out of job also. So nowadays every company required you to upgrade your skills, but your brain is not supporting, your body is not supporting, then how will you learn? If you don't know what is happening inside your brain, inside your body, then who will support you and who will help you? And if you feel like I'm not getting interest to study, I'm not remembering, I'm forgetting and all, then if you are not focusing here, then how will you improve your skills? So it's for you only, focus here. Okay, the first and foremost exercise is a long slow distance exercise, nothing but walking for 3 kilometers, 5 kilometers. That could be one exercise. It's like a cardiovascular exercise. Cardiovascular exercise means where your heart is completely involved, and when you get heartbeat very high, so means which related to heart related exercises, cardiovascular exercises. It could be walking on treadmill, or walking for going for a walk, or going for a jog, or running, sprinting and all comes under long slow distance, where you're cycling but not heavy speed, medium speed when you're cycling the bicycle, or when you are going for a swimming with a very less speed comes under long slow distance. When you're going for long distance with a slow intensity, low intensity exercise comes under long slow distance exercise, or first type cardiovascular exercise. And second one is a high intensity interval training, means you're running for 1 minute complete with full speed and taking 2 minutes break, again running again 1 minute very intensively with full speed, and again taking the break. So high intensity interval means taking the break in between, and you are jumping and you are skipping. Suppose you can think of that you are skipping and you are doing that jumping related, and then you're doing for 100 and then taking 1 minute break and again doing that comes under high intensity interval training. That also helps you to improve your heart rate, and then gives a blood to pass through brain area, and it makes more active. And then resistance training, and it could be done with the body, or with the gym weights. So what exactly resistance training could be? When you are doing sit-ups, push-ups, okay, sit-ups, push-ups, or pull-ups, okay, or plank. There are a lot of different exercises are there. You can go and check. Resistance training is mostly I do in gym, every resistance training. And then fourth one is explosive jumping jacks. Okay, if this under this like a jumping jacks, if you know that jumping jacks people will do, right? They'll jump and again they'll become normal. So again getting back to the normal position, jumping into certain level and coming back. So this comes under these are the different types of exercises which will truly help you. And I mentioned 5, but I kept only 4. The last one will be coming in another slide. So think of cycling, okay, swimming, or going for walk, run, going to gym, and skipping, and doing the planks, push-ups, pull-ups. Lot of different types of exercise are there. In the future, I'll be creating the exercise series also. After 3-4 months, I started my preparation for that. So at that time, you will be getting all the exercises, whatever really helpful for you to improve your brain health, and at the same time your physical health also. A lot of times people think that exercise is for physical health, but now I have not included any of the benefits with the physical health. My complete focus on the brain health only. So because brain is something which we need to protect, otherwise it is going to keep us in a very bad situation. And if you take care of your brain, then everything will be automatically taken care. So what exactly happens when you don't exercise? Nowadays, people are not at all exercising, but here the biggest study shows that even if you don't do for 10 days also exercise, what could be the things happens? I'll read out for you. After about 10 days of not doing any training, I means any exercise, you start to see significant decrements in the brain oxygenation level, as well as some other markers that are indicative of brain health. Okay. And that would be indicative of brain health if they were to continue, so if you haven't been training for at a long period of time, your brain is suffering. Means simple. If you are not doing 10 days of training, exercise or physical activities also, your brain will deteriorate. Your brain is started getting damaged. And think of from how many years onwards you have been not doing any physical activities. Physical activity, moving your body and walking, either it could be doing your own physical works. But generally think of, if you don't do any physical activity, your brain start getting deteriorated, and then it will lose its own cognition power. Means your ability to think. Nowadays, when you're reading the book also, you're not understanding the simple sentence also. That's a cognition problem. Your brain is not registering the words, and that could be one of the biggest problem you can face. And even if you're reading also, you're not getting the meaning. That could be a biggest problem. And when you're reading and understanding the meaning but not remembering the things, that could be also one more problem. So these are all cognition related problems. Your brain is not working at its best to remember and to recall the things. So that's the why exercise is very much needed. Basic exercises are very much needed to improve. Okay, so even if you don't do 10 days also, how much your brain ability will decrease. And now you can think of how many years onwards you have not been doing some that kind of exercises. But if you start doing again, you will be getting the benefits, whatever I have explained in the previous slides. Okay. So now let's talk about the very important thing is anterior mid cingulate cortex. This blue color, whatever I highlighted, right? So this particular brain area is responsible for willpower. Whatever the willpower, whatever you wanted to wake up early morning, suppose think of that, you wanted to wake up early but you are not getting interest to wake up early, but you should wake up early. There is no other way. When you are doing with a willingness, and at that time whenever you are doing something which you are not interested to do, or what something you feel difficulty to do, but even if you do it, then this area gets bigger. This anterior mid cingulate cortex area gets bigger. That means it's like a muscle. Okay, it's like a willpower muscle. When you are wanting to do something but not able to do, but still you are doing it, and because of force or because of something, not force, I would say. In the past the presentation I said, when you do something with a forceful and all, you will not. But generally you are pushing yourself. When you are pushing yourself, not somebody else is pushing you, you yourself is pushing you to do the activity, then this muscle get bigger. Means this brain area get bigger. And here the term I would like to explain, super ages. Super ages means the people, even though they get older, but still they defy the aging related things in terms of cognition, in terms of physical looks. Means some people, even though they are 50, 60, they look still young only. So we call that kind of people as a super ages. They defy all the aging rules. By the age of 50, 60, most of the time people lose their vision, people forget the things, and people don't walk properly, they don't run properly, they don't sit up and wake up. These are all the problems faced by the old age people, generally the people who crosses 50, 60. But there are super ages people will be there. They'll be able to do a lot of things very easily. In their brain, they scanned and found out that this area is very bigger. Super ages in the people, they're having this big area called anterior mid cingulate cortex is very bigger. So that is really giving them the superpower to be more younger than their age. So, and in them cognition, they maintain the very high volume of certain brain areas. Even though they are very older also, their hippocampus will be bigger only. Their anterior mid cingulate cortex brain area also very bigger. So this really gives them the superpower in remembering the things, recalling the things, and taking the big decisions, and doing some of the great works. And if you see, generally in our surroundings, people who crosses 50, 60, they don't learn anything. They always feel like they don't want to do anything in terms of mind related work. But if you see a lot of CEOs and great business people, even though their age is 50, 60, but still they be into that companies and they run the companies and all. How do they do? Because they always focus on their physical health. They do a lot of exercises, and that's why their brain areas are much more still intact. But the people in our surroundings, their brain areas get damaged, and then they don't think clearly and they don't remember the things also for a long time. And what helps them is physical exercises. And this area is associated with the grit and persistence, or willpower, I would say. So this, whatever their willingness to exert more effort, increases the this area. Okay, so this brain area is associated with the grit and persistence. The people who are more grittier, the people who don't want to give up in anything, in their brain this area is bigger. They have scanned thousands of great athletes and highly achieved people, and they found out that in their brain this area is very bigger. And who will be into this category and whose anterior mid cingulate cortex improves? Means suppose I don't want to have a cold bath showering. It's good for my health, but I don't want to. But still, even though I'm willing, putting myself and myself pushing to do that, is something makes my this area gets bigger. My brain area gets bigger. Suppose if I don't want to go for a physical activities. I don't want to go to gym, but still I'm pushing myself to go. That makes my willing, this willpower area gets bigger. So gritting, and sometimes I failed to achieve something, but still I am trying. So willingness to try one more time helps and increase this brain area, and this is what makes the people more super agers, and helps you to remember the things and do more things in your life. Okay, so what is the fifth one is always do something which you really don't want to do. Okay, waking up early, it could be reading the book, it could be listening to podcast, it could be writing the feedback, or writing your diary or journal, or eating the healthy food, or whatever it could be. So you that if you do that, there will be a lot of benefits, but you really don't want to do it. If you are not willing to do, but still if you are doing it, then this brain area gets bigger. And that is a fifth exercise which I would like to suggest to you. Any exercise it could be. There are sometimes we have our own resistance to do some of the things. Even though there is a resistance, even though you're not interested to do that, but if you're still forcing yourself to do, you yourself pushing. In the last presentation, I explained somebody else is pushing you. At that time, you'll have a negative impacts on your health. But you yourself is pushing means to do the good things, then definitely that really have a positive impact on your health. And that helps you to increase the anterior mid cingulate cortex. This is the fifth exercise which I want to suggest. Do something every time which you don't want to do, if that something is having positive benefits on your life. Okay, do such things. And in my case, cold showers, I know that a lot of positive benefits, but still sometimes I force myself, and sometimes I have to play with my mind to get into the cold water showering. Okay, so for you it could be anything. Okay, some people don't want to read the book, and but you know the benefits of reading the book, you should force yourself to do that. The more you do something which you don't want to do, then your brain area gets bigger. Okay, and now let's understand exercise snacks. So far you might be feeling hungry, so I would like to give so exercise snacks, nothing but not eating snacks related to samosa, pizza and all. Okay, not the regular snacks which you eat. I am talking about the exercise snacks. So exercise snacks, nothing but the kind of exercises which you do in between your day. Suppose you went to gym and in the morning for 1 hour and then came back, and again if you are not moving your body, then again your cognition means your attention will go down over the period of time. So for you to be, as you know, right, why you eat snacks? For you to get some energy in the evening time, because you ate in the night, afternoon time, and you will feel little bit hungry by the end of the day, till you don't want to wait till the dinner time. That's why for you to get some energy, you eat the snacks, right? So in the same way, there are some exercise snacks also there, nothing but moving your body, walking for some time, 1 minute, 2 minutes, or doing some jumping jacks or push-ups, pull-ups, or sit-ups, whatever it could be, dips, whatever it could be, you can do. Generally these are all called in between. For every 2 hours doing 10 sit-ups or 10 push-ups. Today while doing this presentation, I did lot of things in between. For every 1.5 hours, I am losing my interest and then going out and walking for some time and jumping and skipping and doing push-ups and sit-ups, and then coming back and doing. So these are the energy snacks which you can include in between your day to make yourself even more alert. And when you are making yourself more alert, then you can able to have more attention, more focus, and attention and focus helps you to learn more. And when you are learning something with full attention and with full focus, then that will be stored in your brain for a long time, and that convert as a good memory. And if you are just, a lot of people complain to me that, sir, I don't have time to do exercise and all. Simple, my strategy is, today I worked on this presentation for nearly 10 hours. I started my presentation at 4:30 in the morning and it ended at 6:45. Okay, it ended at 6:45. So almost 10 hours I spent in between by taking the break. And I know that this presentation will take a lot of time for me. And in the morning, I was thinking that, okay, whether I should go to gym or not. But if I go to gym, 1.5 hours will be spent in the gym only. I'll spend 1.5 hours in the gym only. And I would think that, okay, if I don't go to gym, I'll get 1 hour, 1.5 hours extra time. But even though I will get 1.5 hours extra time, I don't get the efficiency in my next 10 hours, whatever I'm going to spend. So for me to get the most productivity next 10 hours, I should spend that 1.5 hour in the gym. Otherwise, even if I want to spend and sit for that 10 hours, my brain will feel okay, give them holiday today, Women's Day. Tell them that you celebrate Women's Day and you enjoy your day, and are not getting interest, and you are not able to complete your presentation by the end of the day because you are not ready to focus and make this presentation. But if I go there, my attention span increases and my memory will improve, and then I can able to work on it without any getting difficulty. I can see a lot of productivity also in my work. So see, that's what really needed. And I prefer to go to, if I have 10 hours work, what I will do, I will go for a gym for 1 hour and I will try to complete my 10 hours work within a 9 hours or 5 hours only by extra productivity. But most of the people, they don't understand this simple logic, and they always think that I should do 10 hours, 12 hours of work, 15 hours of work. You are just sitting in front of laptop and you are just sitting in front of your books, but the amount of information stored in your brain is something very less. That is called as efficiency level, and efficiency level increases when you do exercises. And if you can't give 1 hour out of your 15 14 awakeful hours, then your 14 hours will be having very less productivity. And you are thinking that you are spending 15 hours in reading, but your 15 hours equal to my 5 hours of reading. Simple. So how this can be improved means when you make your brain more active, more alert, then only you will be able to store. I see a lot of people sit in a study hours, 15 hours, 14 hours without sleep, without eating, without exercise, without moving their body, and they feel like they are the aspirants. But really, I would say you're just dragging your brain, but you are just reading, but nothing is registering. And a lot of times people struggle with this. And at the end of the day, they'll say, I given my 100% to study well hard. I studied 15 hours, 16 hours, but not needed. If you see some of the highly achieved people, they'll tell that they used to spend 10 hours only, remaining time they used to work on their self. So that's what helps you. The combination of right strategies helps you to get succeed. But just blindly, without knowing what is happening inside your brain, what is happening inside your body, if you sit for hours of hours, no use. You will not get the productivity out of your day. And recently, one person was told me that how did you manage when you are working in a company? How did you manage to complete your work within a time? And how did you manage your gym and conducting the class and all? My colleagues, whoever work with me, they used to work for 10 hours, but I used to work in 6 hours and complete what they used to complete in 10 hours. I can complete within 6 hours only. I don't have to sit for long hours. And that's a trick I understood and started working on myself and improved myself. But they are the people are sitting for hours of hours without moving their body. If you're not moving your body, your brain is not functioning at its best. If your brain is not working at its best, you are doing, mental work, right? Not physical work. And for you to brain to be activated and all, then you should be having some physical activities. But the biggest excuse they tell that I don't have time. Why are you doing 15 hours work? You can do that work within 12 hours only. That's not my approach towards my life and towards my work. So yeah, work will never complete. Even if I do for next 10 years also, 10 15 years also, work will be there. But where is my health? My health is also very important, right? So at secondary health, today I have not included any related physical related health. I have just only talked about brain health only. Okay, that's what my title is today. So think of this one thing. I'll tell you one personal experience which I observed very significantly. Whatever I talked so far, this one example will give you, okay, the meaning. Exactly 1 year back, I was in my company, and there was a training was conducted by the external trainer, and which is related to upskilling ourselves into the cloud technology. And that technology, that training starts at morning 9 o'clock. It goes to till 11 o'clock. Okay, it starts at 9 o'clock and it goes to 11 o'clock. It's a 2 hours session. Okay, and every day 2 hours live session. 18 days will be there. And what exactly I used to do, I wake up at 5 o'clock and I started doing my personal activities and go to gym and come back at 8 and then have my bath and then everything I do meditation and then I attend to that meeting. Okay, I attend to that training program. And 2 hours I'll give uninterrupted attention to that and I will observe everything, whatever the trainer is teaching. And then after that, I practice whatever he's teaching. And then by the end of 18 days, he conducted the exam assessment. And to that particular test, to that particular to that particular training, 30 people attended. And they're all managers, senior managers, and team leads, and very highly great people in my project. And their knowledge is so great. But out of 30 people, only two people qualified, one me and another person is one more person. Only two people qualified, remaining people all failed in that particular assessment after the training. And what exactly I observed is that and that person, other person who qualified also is a very great technical resource, but he does gym. Whenever I post gym related videos, he always reply, and he post and I will reply. So we both have this physical activity in our daily schedule. Doesn't matter how much day, our hectic day also, we both have this habit of doing. And I've seen his working performance also. He always do complete the work within very less time, like me only. And he's a very senior than me. He's a 10 years experience. I have 3 years experience only. But we both share the same common thing, that we both work on the physical activities. And we, every time whenever we ask, and tells nobody have this habit of going to gym and all, or physical activities. And every time whenever I ask the people and they ask me, Rakesh, how are you getting the time to go to gym? I wanted to go, but I'm not getting the time and all. I've seen that benefit of my physical activities in that particular training program. And after just 1 month, I given the same training to them. And they, even though they are very intelligent than me in terms of experience than me, but when it comes to registering something in terms of remembering the things and understanding the things and reproducing the things, they fail to do that. So this is one simple example. And here I will tell you with a beautiful, here coming to the exercise, it helps you to improve your short-term memory and long-term memory. How it will means, the moment when you do exercise and all, your brain will get activated and it will make you to be more focused, and it helps you to remember the things in a short term. But as you do more and more long-term exercise, means when you started doing exercise for 1 year, 2 years, or lifetime, then as I said, it will get compounded. Your brain structure will change. As I said, hippocampus region becomes bigger and your prefrontal cortex get more active, and your hypothalamus getting more stabilized. So, and your anterior crucial cingulate mid cortex will become bigger. So that means when you do for long period of time, then these brain areas get larger, and that gives you extra advantage compared to the other people, and you can be a really game changers in your life. But it will not be possible within just 1 day, 2 days. In 1 day, 2 day, you will be able to focus on that particular task immediately. That is a short-term benefits you can get. But as you do this, you have excellent long-term benefits. So that we'll see now as a summary of benefits, whatever you can get out of doing physical exercises, especially for your brain. Today, entire concept is for brain only. There are a lot of other benefits in terms of physical health, physical body parts, but my focus is now for only brain. So as I said, enhances blood flow and oxygenation to your brain. As I said, your heart is pumping very high rate, then it sends the high blood to your brain, and it inhale more oxygen when you are at a high, when you are walking, when you get a heavy breathing means your body is inhaling more oxygen, more air means more oxygen. So that whatever the more air which is going to your heart and will pump to your brain also, that means you are sending more oxygen to your brain. And once your oxygen is getting, your brain is receiving more oxygen means it activates and it works at its best. That's the first benefit. Okay. And as I said, it improves your memory and learning. As just now I've talked about, your BDNF factor will be changed, and it helps you to so much to improve your hippocampus region. And when you are learning something, your brain is more attentive and more active and more focused. You can able to learn very easily. And that's the second one. Enhances your focus and attention. What exactly your helps you to improve your focus and attention, I explained with the autonomic nervous system. Okay. Once your brain is once your heart is getting beaten, and then immediately your cortisol level will be, cortisol hormone will be released in your body and blood, and then that enhances your focus and attention because of autonomic nervous system arousal. Okay. And slows down aging of the brain, as I talked about just now, Alzheimer disease and Parkinson disease, and also dementia. These are all the brain related diseases which you get as you age. But you can slows down, or in other people in the by 50 years only their slope is like this, then you can have meaningful slope. Okay, it will decline at a lower pace. In other individuals, it will decline very faster rate. Okay. And it's not even old age. Nowadays in our class also, a lot of people complain me that they are not remembering a lot of things. So it is started now only for you, not after 50. Now it started 2025 only. Okay. And protects against neurodegenerative disease, like as I said, Alzheimer disease. Okay. And Parkinson disease. And extends lifespan by improving your cellular health. As I said, like when your brain is releases by the most of the time, it helps you to improve your the brain cells, the whatever the hippocampus and all the areas, right? They'll get more active and more energetic. That helps the lifespan. As I said, longevity of the brain areas will be improved. So for suppose for some people, hippocampus will work for only 50 years, means for you it will work for 70 years. So like that, longevity or lifespan of the different brain areas improves because of the cellular regeneration. And very important thing is it improves your neuroplasticity. So in neuroplasticity presentation, I also explained BDNF factor, derived neurofactor. When the BDNF factor is releasing your brain is much more healthy. It's like a oiling your brain. Think of like how you use a car, right? For your car, when you are oiling every time, how car have engine oil. In the same way, this BDNF works like a brain oil. Okay. So make sure when it will release means whenever you do physical activities. Whenever you do physical activities, whenever your body is under some kind of physical stress, then this BDNF factor will be released your brain. And that means your brain is getting well oiled. When your brain is getting well oiled, then you know how smoothness, like how your engine oil is better than how car is smooth. In the same way, when your BDNF factor is there in your brain more frequently releasing, then your brain is more active and more healthy and more younger. Okay. So and the people always, as I said, the biggest excuse, they have no time. Those who think they have no time for bodily exercise will sooner or later have to find time for illness or doctor appointments or admitting the hospital. At the time, even though how many goals you have in your life, your primary goal become to get healthy, nothing else. But if your health is itself is in good position, and then if you are not taking care of health, then you have to go through so many problems in the future. So make sure when the health is good at the time only, as I said in my time management presentation, health never be the urgent. Okay. But at certain situations, it's always important. Health is always important. But when something is important and when you are not taking care of that, then it soon become urgent. And when important becomes urgent, then you have nothing else to do except that important urgent work only. Okay. So make sure give enough importance to the health every day in your day-to-day activities, and don't tell me the reasons are okay. You can tell me the reason, but for your own health I'm talking about. If you are taking care of your brain properly, then you can learn fastly, you can improve your learning speed and all. That really put you at a very high level competition. There is no competition at all for you if you can able to learn quickly and adapt the things and grasp the things very easily. Okay. And exercise not only changes your body, as I said, I have not talked about body also today. Just I talked about only brain and your attitude and your mood. As I said, there are a lot of chemicals in your brain that every chemical will change your mood. And if you do exercises, you feel very happy. Why? Because there is a chemical called endorphin releases. There is a chemical called endorphins releases in your brain by your brain. And once that releases, that's a reward for you. Just go for a walk or do some exercises, then you will feel happy. Why do you feel happy? Because one chemical in your brain is rewarding you for the exercise which you have done. That chemical is called endorphins. So think of these are all the benefits are there for your brain and for your body and for your health. And if you can do it by not making excuses for your health, then you will be completely successful in your life. And I talked about only brain related benefits only, but there are n number of benefits are there with the exercises to your both physical body and mental health and physical health. So prioritize, even though you're housewife, kid, student, professional, working professional and student, no matter who you are, at the end of the day, if your brain is not functioning, then there is no value for you. Think that you lost your ability to think, ability to remember, ability to do some work, then there is no value for you. Think of you are forgetting everything. Who will keep you in a job? There is no identity at all for you. If you lose your ability of your brain, you will lose everything almost. And that's the biggest problem people are going to face very soon. And I am telling you, by doing a lot of research from different brain neuro books and all, neuroscience books and all, and a lot of scientists were giving the lot of dangerous cautions to the people. Make sure take the this thing, why this is very bigger problem nowadays means, just 10-15 years back we don't have this working like sitting at one place and doing the work. We mostly go to our field works and do the work. At that time you used to do that physical work, and when you are moving your body, your brain used to be function at very good level only. But nowadays, because of the sitting jobs and all, we completely started sticking ourselves to the chairs and beds only, not moving out. Even there is anything also there, we are not moving out at all, and simply thinking that. And nowadays, previously people go to for outside eating food and all. Now because of the Swiggy, Zomato, and other apps and all, people are not even walking for 1 kilometer also. For 1 kilometer also in Hyderabad and all, people are booking the Rapido and Uber and also you are making your body inactive. But I'll tell you, body is designed to move, not to keep at one place. That's why when you are trying to keep your body at one place, these are all the problems you will face. So make sure your body is designed to move, your brain is designed to think. If you are not using these two, body and brain, then one is interlinked to other. As I said, my first slide itself, how electricity produces a fan rotating, in the fan rotating will produce the electricity. In the same way, when your body is how it is impacting your brain, in the same way, brain also impacts your body. So make sure use them effectively, and then daily do some kind of exercises, and not exercise, at least go for walk. Initially start with a walk. If you don't have any activity of physical exercise habit and all, start going for walk, 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers and 3 kilometers, and find some ground nearby you. Or at least if you don't have a ground, walk in your own room, walk on the corridor, walk on the terrace, but at least move something, and some bend and stand and then touch your feet, do something. Okay, then so much benefits will be there. There are mind-blowing benefits also there to your physical health. But for me, as I am researching about neuroscience and neuropsychology, I must concern about only brain and physical, psychology and physical health and mental health only. But generally, I will be focusing this physical health related things after 2 3 years. But for me now, only brain is something my main subject for me to research. Okay, so but anyhow, this is a one important presentation which you should follow in your life. It's not for me, and you are joining in English therapy classes to improve your English communication skills, which is also one kind of learning. Your brain is not supporting to learn, then how will you survive in this corporate world without communication skills? Simple. And how much inside you are feeling to improve, but still you are not able to improve, your brain is not working properly. That means I told what is happening inside your brain, why you, how you can change your brain to be active and more optimum. And if you don't do, then it's not my problem. And you can't, you should not come and tell me that, sir, I've spent 3 months in this class, but I still there is no improvement. Your brain itself is not registering what will I do. Okay, that's why I'm coming up with this kind of information. With this information, at least if you can do, then you can improve. And I'll tell you, when I was improving my communication skills, I will tell you, I don't know, knowingly or unknowingly, I'm a random phenomena. Okay, whatever the success which I got is something happened randomly. And after I became successful, I started knowing the reasons why I became successful. Okay, and means not big success, generally whatever I achieved something, I started reading. Whenever I'm reading, okay, at the time I used to go for a walk in the morning 1.5 hour and evening 1.5 hour every day I used to go. And every time whenever you go for walk, your autonomic nervous system arouses, and then you will be much focused and much learning, and all these are all helped me so much at that time. That's why maybe I am not only improved my communication skills, I became a communication skill trainer itself. And at the time, I read the book and listened audiobook and podcast, watched videos and speaking body activity. But I did a very important activity, taking care of my physical health every day, at least 2 to 3 hours in the morning 1 hour and in the evening 1.5 hour. And if I don't tell this, also one habit which I included, then if you're only following 4 habits and thinking that why I am not improving, why SAR improved and he became skill trainer and all, why I am not able to speak just basic English also. That's the reason I'm telling you what I did at that time. And by including all those things, maybe helped me to improve my communication skills. Who knows? But when I started reading and doing this research, I got to know these kind of shocking results. Now, if it's up to you whether you'll use this knowledge or just know the things and then ignore any information. If you don't include, okay, just become a trash. Any information if you implement in your life will become a knowledge, and it's completely up to you whether you want to just keep the information and then feel like you are having great knowledge, or you use that information to include involve in your life and then become a knowledgeable person. It's completely up to you. But whatever it is, at the end of the day, this current world required the person who will learn more. And now if you know the emerging technologies, artificial intelligence and machine learning. What is a machine learning? Machine is learning on its own every day. That's why lot of times people are getting terminated from the companies and machines are getting hired. AI, different chatbots are doing your job, because humans are not reading. Okay, humans are not learning nowadays, they are scrolling, only just scrolling. That's why machines are learning in the back end, they are getting better jobs than us. And then here we are all complaining that artificial intelligence coming, machine learning is coming. They will come, but if you don't have ability to learn, then you should not complain about those technologies. They are learning, even though they are machines, they are learning. But here you are not learning, just scrolling, means definitely future is not for you. You will be suffering a lot in the future if you are not ready to learn. So learn as much as you can in terms of your technology, in terms of upskilling, in terms of doing. But what contributes towards learning is your brain, and how brain is connected to the body. I have explained. So take care of your body, and take automatically you will be taking care of your brain, and that will take care of your learning. That will take care of your future and opportunities. So, but just simply sitting like a couch potato and every day watching TV, scrolling through mobile and eating all the junk food, and every day gossiping and watching all the negative serials and movies and all, your brain will not adjust itself to focus. When you are watching movies and Instagram and all, it become very active. But the moment when you open the book, it will become like inactive. And by watching Instagram reels, by watching Netflix, by watching web series and all, nobody is giving the jobs, right? Is anybody giving jobs? Yeah, if you want to be actor, then great choice are there for you. You can be actor, okay? You can be Instagram influencer by creating the reels and all. But if you are just consuming the reels and memes and laughing at them, then your life will be at very big risk at the end of the day, and you will lose your job. If you are a student, you will not get the job first thing. By chance, luckily you got the already job, means you will not survive in the job for a long time, but that's for sure. Okay, nowadays a lot of my friends are calling me and telling me that, Rakesh, do you know anybody? And I ask why, what? And they terminated me from the project. That's it, enjoy your life. I can't do anything, because when I told them to, improve the skill and all, they have said that, okay, now I am having good salary and good good company only. I'm in good company, good project only. But just yesterday only my friend got terminated, and he got terminated. He said I should do something, and then yesterday onwards till now he started watching 4 movies. Okay, continuously was watching movies. And before that he was very scared and all. He said, I should focus and I should get a new job and all. I thought maybe this Saturday, Sunday is going to spend a lot of time in learning and all. Then he watched almost 4 movies. Yesterday night he did not sleep properly, and today entire day while eating also he was watching some movie. So think of it, really help damage you so much. And once your brain is addicted to the enjoyment, it's very difficult for your brain to focus on education. And what saves your life is the education, not the entertainment. You should balance the entertainment, but not completely. What happens is, like, how entertainment should be means in between education. Okay, but now education is in between and entertainment is full. Out of 10 hours, 2 hours, not 2 hours, 1 hour, 2 hours are for education, and the entire 8 hours for entertainment. When your brain is completely indulged in entertainment, what dopamine will be completely released, and then once the dopamine releases and then it goes down, there is no energy for you to focus on important things. So be careful with these things. I know I'm telling with a by sarcastically, but it's true. Okay, so very serious problem you are going to face as going forward. So be careful with whatever you are doing in your day-to-day life. Simple things also have very huge impact on your life. If you don't know that, then it is going to damage your life very drastically. And that's why every time people are putting a status, why my life is like this, where my life is going, and what is happening in my life, I don't know. Every bad thing is happening to me only and all. But I don't know, I don't feel like that anytime in my life. I feel like everything is in my control only. Even if something is not going as expected also, I know how to bring it back in myself. Why? Because I started understanding in and out of the brain and body and my mindset and everything. So I know what to do to change myself, and I know how I'm working on my skills to improve my skills day in and day out. So that is contributing towards my growth and towards my improvement. So same thing for you also. The day when you stop learning, that is the end of your career. That's the end of your identity in this life. Okay, yeah, thank you. Thanks for listening very patiently.